All right, let's go ahead and take a look at our warm-up for today. It says a circular railroad crossing sign has a diameter of 24 inches. Estimate the measure of the circumference of the sign in inches. If you are a student that is not in class face-to-face, make sure to take a picture of your work and go ahead and paste it in the yellow box that you will see here. For the students that are here, I'm going to go ahead and explain to you. So it says a circular railroad crossing sign has a diameter of 24 inches. As you see, this is the picture of that railroad crossing. It gives you the information that the diameter is 24 inches. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to take a line and label a diameter. So a diameter is from one side to the other. And the question says that this line, if you measure it, is going to be 24 inches. 24 inches. I'm going to put that in red so you can kind of see that better. 24 inches. This line in the middle is 24 inches. Now you have to remember and you have to recall this is going to be the easiest part of this kind of question. Remember, if I take my circumference and flatten it out, I can stack up my diameter about 3 times in order to find the circumference, or at least an estimate of that circumference. Notice that the circumference is going to be a little more than what we calculate. So you can do your diameter plus diameter plus diameter, or diameter times 3. So I'm going to write this down. You can take your diameter and times it by 3 to get your circumference around the circle. Remember, whenever they mention circumference, they're mentioning the measure around the circle. So since they already give us the diameter, this should be pretty easy. In this case, our circumference is equal to our diameter, which is 24 inches, times 3. Okay, again, if you don't know how to do that, calculator, right? 24 times 3. That gives us 72. So our answer is about 72. It's not exact. It is about 72. This is an estimate of what it is around that circle. And I'm going to tell you why an estimate is pretty good to use when it comes to these kind of questions. All right, so let's look at the second warm-up. It says a vase in Sharon's kitchen cabinet is in the shape of a cylinder. The base of that vase has a radius of 4 inches. What is the circumference of the base? Okay, in this case, you will have to either circle or point at your answer, but we are given an image. Now, notice it says the radius is 4 inches. Every year when I give out this question, a lot of kids make the mistake of thinking that the whole line from one side to the other is 4 inches. But if you read it carefully, it says the radius is 4 inches. So, and I'm going to label it here. From here to here, oh, I should have probably made that a different color, huh? From here to here, it's 4 inches. If you recall, in this image, we need the diameter. So this isn't going to be enough. So remember the previous day's warm-up. We have to use the other radius to make a diameter. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a second radius. I'm going to make it from here to here. This blue is also a radius, which means they're both the same. If this red radius is 4 inches, this blue one also has to be 4 inches. All right. Based off that information alone, I can figure out the diameter. Remember, our diameter is from one side to the other. So that's 4 inches from the blue, 4 inches from the red. 4 plus 4, that is 8 inches. That is 8 inches all the way across, which means our diameter is 8 inches. Our diameter is 8 inches. Our diameter is 8 inches. Now remember, we can stack them, at least 3 of them, to get close to that circumference. Which means in order to get my circumference, I need to do circumference is equal to the diameter times 3. That will get me a close estimate to my circumference. In this case, my diameter is 3. So what I can do is do circumference is equal to my diameter, which is 8 times 3, and that should give me my answer. 8 times 3, if you do that on a calculator, right? Calculator. 8 times 3 should give you about 24. Your answer should be about 24. That should be the answer. But if you look at your answer choices, 24 is not an option. What you will have to do is choose the closest to this 24. And I'm going to highlight that because this, again, should be close to your answer. If you look here, 50 is not very close. 8 is a little off. Notice that this was your diameter. Sometimes the questions are going to trick you. 12 is not your answer. The closest one is 25. This one, D, will be your answer.